What's up, winners? On this channel we learn to see through manipulation, have fun doing it. Let's see how Meghan's Spanish really is. Okay, I'm not going to pretend my Spanish is perfect, but I lived in Miami where Spanish is spoken more than English, and I got around pretty well for those years where it's my main language. She's saying, first I want to say thank you, etc. and start in Spanish. Alright, her and her husband, that's so funny, mi marido is my husband, she doesn't say Harry, so even in Spanish, it's still, he doesn't have a name, and she could feel a hug, this hug or something like that. So, the thing is, I would say the way she's speaking, it's not horrendous, but, so here's something interesting with Spanish. Spanish is a faster language than English. There was something I had heard that's interesting. I might have mentioned this in another channel that most languages convey the same amount of information given a period of time, but the speed might be different. So Spanish, more syllables convey the same ideas, but then the language is spoken faster. So the speed of thought, the speed of ideas is the same. So, however fast she seems to be talking, it's a little bit slower. And the constructs she's using are not that complex. So, she's got decent Spanish. Let me say decent beginner Spanish. Again, I'll let people who speak better, but everything she says I knew within a couple of months. There's a certain grammar constructs that are pretty simple. Okay, so she's speaking all in the present tense, super simple stuff, but then she's saying estaba, which is something I really like when my Spanish is rusty, is estaba is almost like it is, and you could say that in so many ways. Like there's certain things that you could just say over and over, like hace 3 años, like it's been this long, or estaba, yo estaba. It's a less complex way to use the past because you don't need to conjugate the other words. You just say estaba. So it's a simpler way to do it. I think it's like beginner intermediate Spanish. So, you know what the funny thing is, this actually would be fine if she hadn't told everyone she's fluent in Argentinian, Italian, or whatever the heck she said. It's total nonsense, right? So again, she speaks a little Spanish. I always say Meghan's not dumb, but she could have prepped this, but this is very simple stuff. And there's something really important with language. It's actually easier to speak than understand. Some people are shy, but if you're in the early stages, and Meghan's not shy about talking, you can use a small amount of words to convey many ideas. I could use estaba, like she's using over and over, like yo estaba en el baño, yo estaba comiendo, yo estaba corriendo, like I was in the bathroom, I was walking, I was running, yo estaba caminando, I was walking, right? So there's a form of the verb, sorry, it's a boring Spanish lesson, where you say ando, which is like ing, and estaba. So you only need simple conjugations to do that. You could use it over and over. Whereas to understand and really be fluent, you'd have to know way more words because they're going to be using different forms of the verb, different things like that. So it's very different. There's no way she was ever close to fluent. She's using really simple stuff. And again, it wouldn't be bad. If she had gone to the country, never said she spoke Spanish, never said she was fluent, and just made this little speech using simple things, but getting her ideas across, that would be fine. But she lied her freaking butt off, as she always does. Same thing with Suits. She acts like she was a star. If she didn't say anything, it's like, oh yeah, I had a bit part on a big TV show. That would still be pretty cool. Compulsive liar, some people just can't help themselves. It's like I used to do wrestling, and I knew some guy who said he was a 2-time state champ, and he was a 1-time state champ, which is still great, but it's still a really weird lie. And someone like that you just can't trust. See you guys soon.